John chapter 15, verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Any branch in me that does not bear fruit, he cuts away, trims off, and takes away. And he cleanses and repeatedly prunes every branch that continues to bear fruit, to make it bear more fruit, richer and more excellent fruit. You are cleansed and pruned already because of the word which I have given you, the teachings I have discussed with you. Verse 4. Dwell in me, and I will dwell in you. Live in me, and I will live in you. Just as no branch can bear fruit without itself abiding in, being vitally united to the vine, neither can you bear fruit unless you abide in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Whoever lives in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. However, apart from me, cut off from a vital union with me, he can do nothing. If a person does not dwell in me, he is thrown out like a broken off branch and withers, and such branches are gathered up and thrown into the fire where they are burned. If you live in me, abide vitally united to me, and my words remain in you, and continue to live in your hearts. Ask whatever you will, and it shall be done for you. Verse 8. When you produce much fruit, my Father is honored and glorified, and you show and prove yourselves to be true followers of mine. I have loved you, just as the Father has loved me. Abide in my love, and continue in his love with me. If you keep my commandments, if you continually obey my instructions, you will abide in my love and live on in it, just as I have obeyed my Father's commandments and live on in his love. I have told you these things that my joy and delight may be in you, and that your joy and gladness may be full measure, complete and overflowing. Verse 12. This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. No one has greater love than to lay down and give up his own life for his friends. You are my friends, if you keep on doing the things which I command you to do. I do not call you servants or slaves any longer, for the servant does not know what his master is doing. But I call you my friends, because I have made known to you everything I have heard from my Father. Verse 16. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and I have appointed you, I have planted you, that you might go and bear fruit, and keep on bearing it, that your fruit may be lasting, that it may remain and abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, as presenting all that I am, he may give it to you. The Amplified has a unique way of presenting this. In your version of the Bible, you might be saying, whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. In the Amplified, there's brackets that show us there's a more fuller meaning to this word. And the fuller meaning as presenting all that I am. The word I am is all capital. They're all capital letters. This means it is the name of God. So you have to ask the Father in the name of the Lord, presenting all that he is, knowing that he is God, that he is, all about him. And you have to present that this is according to the great I am. In order to do that, you have to know. You have to know his word and know that this is what he's asking you to do and that you're abiding in him. Verse 17. This is what I command you, that you love one another. If the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you. If you belong to the world would treat you with affection and would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, no longer one with it, but I have chosen and selected you out of the world hates you. It detests you. Remember that I told you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word and obeyed my teachings, they will also keep and obey yours. But they will do all this to you, inflict suffering upon you, because you bear my name and on my account, for they do not know or understand the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin, but now they have no excuse for their sin. Whoever hates me also hates my Father. If I had not done among them the works which no one else ever did, they would not be guilty of sin. But the fact is, now they have both seen these works and have hated both me and my Father. But this is so the word written in their law may be fulfilled. They hate me without a cause. But when the Comforter, the Counselor, the Helper, the Advocate, the Intercessor, the Strengthener, the Standby comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who comes and proceeds from the Father, he himself will testify regarding me. But you will also testify and be my witnesses, because you have been with me from the beginning. John 16, verse 1. I have told you all these things so that you should not be offended, taken unaware, falter, or be caused to stumble and fall away. I told you to keep you from being scandalized and repelled. They will put you out of the synagogues. But an hour is coming when whoever kills you will think and claim that he has offered service to God. And they will do this because they have not known the Father or me. But I have told you these things now, so that when they occur, you will remember that I told you them. I did not say these things to you from the beginning because I was with you. But now I am going to him who sent me. Yet none of you asked me, where are you going? But because I have said these things to you, sorrow has filled your hearts. However, I'm telling you nothing but the truth when I say it is profitable for you that I go away. Because if I do not go away, the Comforter, the Counselor, the Strengthener, the Helper, the Advocate, will not come to you in close fellowship with you. But if I go away, I will send him to you, to be in close fellowship with you. And when he comes, he will convict and convince the world and bring demonstration to it about sin and about righteousness and about judgment. About sin, because they do not believe in me. About righteousness, because I go to my Father and you will see me no longer. About judgment, because the ruler of this world, Satan, is judged and condemned and sentenced. And sentence is already passed upon him. I still have many things to say to you, but you are not able to bear them or take them upon you or grasp them now. But when he, the Spirit of truth, the truth-giving Holy Spirit, comes, he will guide you into all truth. For he will not speak of his own message, his own authority, but he will tell whatever he hears from the Father. He will give the message that has been given to him. And he will announce and declare things to you, the things that are to come, that will happen in the future. He will honor and glorify me, because he will take and receive and draw upon what is mine, and will reveal, declare, disclose, and transmit it to you. Verse 15. Everything that the Father has is mine. That is what I meant when I said he, the Spirit, will take the things that are mine and reveal them, declare them, transmit them to you. In a little while you'll no longer see me, and again after a short while you will see me. Some of his disciples questioned among themselves, what does he mean when he tells us in a little while you will no longer see me. And again, after a short while, you will see me, because I go to my Father." What does he mean by a little while? We do not know or understand what he is talking about. Jesus knew that they wanted to ask him, so he said to them, "Are you wondering and inquiring among yourselves what I meant when I said, 'In a little while you'll no longer see me, and again after a short while you will see me'? I assure you, I most solemnly tell you, that you shall weep and grieve, but the world will rejoice. You will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will be turned to joy. A woman, when she gives birth to a child, has grief, because her time has come, but when she has delivered the child, she no longer remembers the pain, because she is so glad that a man has been born into the world." Here the word man means a child, a human being. Verse 22. "So for the present you are also in sorrow, in distress, and depressed. But I will see you again, and then your hearts will rejoice, and no one can take that joy from you." Verse 23. "And when that time comes, you will ask nothing of me. You will need to ask me no questions. I assure you, most solemnly I tell you, my Father will grant you whatever you ask in my name, as presenting all that I am. Up to this time you have not asked a single thing in my name, as presenting all that I am. But now ask and keep asking, and you will receive, so that your joy may be full and complete. I have told you these things in parables. The hour is now coming when I shall no longer speak to you in figures of speech, but I shall tell you about the Father in plain words and openly, without reserve." 26. "At that time you will ask and pray in my name, and I am not saying that I will ask the Father in your behalf, for that will be unnecessary. For the Father himself tenderly loves you, because you have loved me and believed it that I came from the Father. I came out from the Father, and I come into the world again, and I am leaving the world and going to the Father." Verse 28. "I came out from the Father and have come into the world again. I am leaving the world and going to the Father." His disciples said, "Ah, now, you are speaking plainly to us, not in parables, in veiled figures of speech. Now we know that you are acquainted with everything and have no need to be asked questions. Because of this, we believe that you really came from God." Jesus answered them, "Do you now believe? Do you believe it at last? But take notice, the hour is coming, and it has arrived, when you will all be dispersed and scattered, every man to his own home, leaving me alone. Yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. I have told you these things, so that in me you may have perfect peace and confidence. In the world you have tribulation and trials and distress and frustration. But be of good cheer, and take courage, and be confident and undaunted. For I have overcome the world. I have deprived it of its power to harm you, and conquered it for you."